Okay. I'm going to grab those questions. Far out, Martin. They're coming. That's people coming. What have we created here? Well, it's good. We just practiced this. Authentic and conscious business support network. Yeah? Is that okay, Martin? What is the one thing you want most from an authentic and conscious business support network? Or what is the one thing you want most from a business support network? Or business/personal support network? Authentic and conscious business support network. I'll do the whole thing. And then, so they're already getting the questions in chat now because we're learning how to run a webinar. Okay. Are you getting these in the chat? Are you seeing the chat? Yeah? Yeah, your audio is a bit crap. There, I can't quite hear. HU.
Yeah, no, I'm getting all of it.
Is it looking good? So, anything else I should say in the waiting room before we start? Okay. Let's do this, man. Let's have some fun with this.
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't get the luminous set up, so oh well, it is what it is. I can try.
That's good. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at your phone.
Yeah, I'm going to hang that up in a second.
Yeah.
That's the lumina there at the moment. Yeah. So it'll be, or there'll be this one. That'll have to be, that'll do, won't it?
No, I can't see, so I don't know.
Oh, you can't see? Yeah. Anyway, all right, let's, so you're on the waiting room as well? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to end this call and we're going to get into it.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. If you feel coming, David, Jack. We've got Jennifer, Linda, Marie. Oh, cool. Lorraine, hello. Adrian. Hey, Marie. Just waiting for the last few people to come in. There's still a few people jumping in. Did everyone get the messages in the chat there? Everyone's got their chat open?
Yeah, I couldn't open the chat.
Oh. Let's have a look. We've got a few people saying yes. Messages are no longer visible. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I will go and get them and post those questions into, I guess, the main area. Here we go. So everyone should see that come through. So we're going to kick off with question 1, and we'll kind of go around and just allow each person just to sort of intro really quickly. So this is just a little section of the meeting where you guys we're gonna hear from who's decided to show up tonight. In a moment, we'll kick it off. I just want to first of all wait till every last person's in, and then just sort of and then give a thank you as well for people coming. So first I'll say is welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for coming along and making the time and responding. And I guess really that is really kind of the first question for me. It's obviously something resonated. There's a desire there of some kind to want to know what's happening in this space and what we've been building. So I'm going to put aside a little bit of time now just to sort of hear from you guys and essentially find out what it was, what was the curiosity factor, what was the reason really for coming. Let's have a look, and I'll just put the question in. So everyone can see that now. So basically what was the main reason you decided to come for the night? And the way we'll do it is I might just like yell out names, and then I'll get you to do 2 things. Kind of, I mean, ideally I wanted a record of it, like if you guys could think about it and just type in, whatever, curiosity or whatever it was, but I'll go around the room basically. So we keep these meetings pretty small. I don't do like 100, 500 person webinars because what we're building is very boutique. What we're building is very based around a really, really, which you'll find out more in a moment, a really important set of kind of values and an important set of culture that really requires more authentic, transparent, connection with people to see whether they're the right people for this. It's not a big grand scale type marketing sales type thing. This is actually really an attempt at kind of rebuilding a sense of almost tribal culture, deeper, more authentic human connection, specifically interfaced in the business realm. Okay. So with that in mind, I'll just pick someone out. Shirley, you're up in my top left. You're easy enough. So just that one question. What was the main reason you decided to come tonight? Like thinking about, so most of you are from LinkedIn, some of you are from Facebook, some of you know me, but what's the driver?
Well, I always like to know what's going on out in the marketplace for starters.
Sure.
And I'm interested to see what it is that you're creating and whether or not it is aligned with my market or whether it's something I can actually, I can help with as well. So.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, cool. Thanks for that. And then I'll go to, let me just get my list of everyone here. Where are all my participants? Here we go. Linda,
just setting up my iPad here.
No worries.
I apologise. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah, sorry, my iPad keeps falling over. I'm actually in a holiday house with family at the moment, so it's very noisy in the background, so apologies.
No worries, no worries.
So,
yeah,
yeah, look, I've had a life. I've, grown up from a crappy childhood and got a lot of experience and skills and falling over again. Certificates along the way. I've been part of a mentor program here in Melbourne.
Yep.
Dealing with it was called Mums and Bubs. So it was mentoring mothers that were under 25.
Yep. Cool.
And just, it was a really extraordinary experience, just being a mentor for them. And, any time somebody wants to, was at a conference a couple of weeks ago and we're all encouraged to get mentoring. So I put my hand up to be somebody's mentor because I just see it as a privilege to be able to contribute back and look at all my experience and my growth, and that's pretty much what I do in life is I'm a coach and I'm a trainer based on what I've learned and what skills I've developed over the time. And I think it's really important that I do that, not just for profit so that I can, survive and be successful, but also that people around that don't have that opportunity, just to give back for no other reason other than that.
Sure, beautiful. Cool. That ties in with some of the ethics and the reasons why this started as well, which I'll get to when Martin and I do our unpack us and who we are, our backgrounds and why we're here and why we're creative. That was beautiful. Who will I go to? William van der Meer.
It's tongue twister. It's Willem van der Merwe. It's an old Dutch surname.
Oh, very nice.
All right, so ultimately it says from the river Merwe in the Netherlands. The reason why I joined is just curiosity, see what's going on, see whether, as a business coach myself, I want to help people help themselves. So that's my driving force for being here tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. Rob McComb is there.
Yeah, hi everybody. I've been a management consultant for sort of more than 30 years. A lot of experience in operating my own businesses, and about 12 years ago I started becoming an executive mentor, which means that I mentor genuinely a dozen CEOs from a dozen businesses sort of across the spectrum. And while I have been involved in community work for most of my life in terms of counselling and supporting and whatever it is, a lot of pro bono stuff.
Yep.
I was interested because I thought Rich was actually a genuine person. I'm still convinced of that. And not knowing whether there was a commercial opportunity or a community give back opportunity, just to see what was going on, because I was hoping, to the point, hoping that this community, if that's how you describe it, Rich.
We call it a tribe, but yep.
Yeah, no, well, yeah, I understand. That's kind of maybe a little groovier or something, but hoping it might attract people that understood that they had a need in some fashion, whether that was to be satisfied commercially or otherwise. I wasn't sure. But,
completely. Yeah, that's what's happening. We're reaching what we call the left behind 99%. That is 99% of the global population that can simply not afford, access, or reach much in the way of any decent, really powerful, authentic mentoring and support and peer collaboration, unless they buy in at super high levels or they join particular types of things that are in a box or whatever. Okay. So basically, well, in a minute you'll see the values and where it's all headed, but that's what we're doing. We're attracting people that are missing out and are needing support, and look, they're all capable of supporting each other as well. So it's more of a tribal type thing based around a set of cultural ethoses in relationship to a shift in business. But Martin and I will unpack. So that's nice to have you here, Rob, and that aligns really well. So basically, the question just straight up is just, the question I'll be more specific. what was the emotional driver? So if it's curiosity, just say curiosity. If it's because you're curious from a business point or curious because you're looking for support, that's the sort of driver, that emotional trigger of why you bothered to come, because it is 7 o'clock on a Tuesday night. You did get a message from me on LinkedIn, and the reality is that you're here now. We're in presence with each other right now, so it's worth us actually, it's really important for me to kind of work out, well, what does it? Marie, I know you because you're a friend and you decided to come and have a listen, and you're also part of, a larger network that do stuff within your industry. So thank you for coming, and Jennifer as well, who is actually coming in to help with the project and also be a clan member, which we'll talk about in a moment. So lovely to have you guys here. David Naradil, where are you? You there, David?
Yeah, the pronunciation is Neradil.
Neradil.
Yep.
Awesome.
Mate, yeah, very, very good. I think the awareness aspect, just that word, I've worked as a strategic coach for over 20 years in a range of areas, and more and more I've been disillusioned by the strategic, the model that's out there, which is so significance or ego driven and so commercially driven, and it doesn't really look after a lot of people. So I've been moving away into an area that's a bit more holistic, that can still obviously embrace some of the practical commercial aspects of money, finance, investment, life, emotions, those type of things. Nice. But I find a lot of the traditional models really aren't interested in that, and they're selling the same old thing. And I believe, I'm feeling that we're going through changes that not necessarily things are going to be the same as they are before, and awareness is the most crucial thing regardless of what path you take. So I believe in the community side of things, and giving people the, I suppose, skills or tools they need to make informed decisions, whichever path they go down. And so that's kind of the curiosity, the word awareness popped me in, but it links to so many other things.
Shit, you've nailed it. There you go, people. Rob's done a webinar for us. Those of you that like more interest, put your details in and we'll contact you later. No, but you did. In a way, you really kind of hit it on the head. And in a minute, I'll talk about where the word Awaretrepreneur came from, because it's a bit of a tongue twister, but that I really like things that don't previously exist. So that word obviously never existed. I made it up, and but it's that concept, exactly what you said around. One of my mentors talks about the candle in the room concept, and that is that if your room right now goes completely pitch black and we light one candle, you'll observe about 2 foot around you. And then as that light expands in its awareness, nothing in the room is actually any different. It's literally all there. Everything's all there and available to you, which is the insights into yourself personally, and also the insights and strategies and solutions at a business level, whatever often they tend to be there. It's just literally the expansion of that awareness. And I guess with this project, what Martin and I are doing is we're playing a game where we're like, what happens if you play a lot with the expansion of the person's kind of mental, emotional, spiritual awareness in relationship to their business project. So use the business metrics and triggers that we would normally talk about in straight down the line business coaching, but flip them and invert them to be using them as a vehicle for their interpersonal and relational awareness. And pretty much what Martin and I have seen is just kind of blown our minds away. And it's not really happening that much out there. It's happening, it happens at times in different, in the absolute peak of a Tony Robbins concert, when you've danced for an hour and a half and you have that, dopamine moment, it happens. But then it falls down because there isn't actually a systemic culture built around the expansion of awareness within business. It's kind of like, I'll find out what I need to find out so I can make some more money. And it's not actually serving humans as much anymore. So a lot of people are starting to crumble a little bit in that way. I live in Byron Bay. We are now becoming the city of what we call the billionaire burnouts. And these are people that are, amass that kind of wealth and are all moving here because it's not matching up anymore. So we'll talk about it. That's good, Rob. Who else is in here? Jack.
G'day. I joined because, as I said, I'm curious.
Right.
I draw a distinction between coaching and mentoring. Coaching, in my world, is skills specific.
Yep.
So when you teach somebody the skill and they've incorporated the skill to a level they need for their purpose, there's no logic for you to stay there. So I generally don't coach. However, I mentor. I've been mentoring for about 45 years.
Beautiful.
I've mentored over 300, 350 people over the years, from immediately graduated students right through to almost retired senior executives and C-suites. I mentor on two levels, where the mentoring is sponsored through an organisation, then the organisation pays.
Yep.
Where the person comes to me directly and has nothing to do directly with an organisation, I don't charge, because they're human beings and they deserve to be helped. Sometimes there is a show of gratitude and a payback. More often than not, there's not, and that's okay. That's okay. I don't do it for the money. I do it because there is an ability to make a difference in areas that count, and that is human beings. If you can improve people, do you need any further thanks?
Mate, this is what we're talking about. We're looking for people like you, Jack, because a lot of people say a lot of those beautiful words that you just said then, but very few of them walk them. There's a lot of that talk goes on out there in the world, particularly at the moment. It's kind of conscious, humanistic, let's all look after each other, we're all just together right now. But when it comes to the crunch, if it ain't changing hands with money, I'm not noticing a lot of that really, really, really sort of operating at the level. So well done, mate. That's cool. I'm going to just turn off the alarm I'm here late in the office. It's gone on automatically. 1 second. But Karen Wood, do you want to give us I can hear you as well from here.
Thanks, Rich. What drove me was trust. I think that the universe is bringing together the communities of people that need to come together to really push into that next wave. The business that I'm running is called Conscious Entrepreneur, and like many of you, I've been management consulting. I've done a lot of energy work, and it's about bringing the two together to really look at how we expand from the heart, and that the heart is the way to really look at business, and is it tremendously more powerful than our heads. And so it's really I focus on helping business leaders start to address challenges that they're facing from the heart energy first, looking at their lives holistically. What radical responsibility do they take for themselves, and moving out beyond that. So never looking to heal or solve. It's about the individual really starting to step up and step into their own power, and giving them the tools and the structure, and holding the space for individuals to do that. Because most of my work, so I'm trained hypnotist as well, trained in interior design, and I wonder what a weird path I'd taken. And now I understand that it was about understanding our environment, understanding our mind, understanding the practical business tools, and realizing that they're all perspectives. And to really transform, you need to be able to bring it all together. And too often in business, it's just such a narrow, blinkered view to solving bigger problems. So I just really trust that the reason you reached out was for a reason, and I'm following those breadcrumbs. So thank you.
Awesome. I have a song and an acronym, FAITH, which is follow all intuition towards heaven, which means faith, basically faith. And it talks about that. And what we do in the Awaretrepreneur Tribe, and in the particular and unique model that Martin and I are working on, is we actually teach intuition as a business strategy. And we tie it in very, very incredible ways, actually. And it's nothing super special or anything like that, because it's actually a natural part of our human capabilities, and we do it all the time. We call it all different sorts of things. People are doing it every day in business. It's just that not a lot of people are actually, back to what I think Rob said, not people are just not shining light awareness on it. It's like, why did you do that? I don't know. I had a gut feeling in terms of business. And then sometimes, so we're bringing some of the things you've discussed there, right? And we're infusing them in the way that this mentoring is unfolding. We'll talk in a minute about that, but also we're infusing it in the culture of the network we're building, so that the people are coming in specifically because of those reasons, because they're like, I think I need to connect somewhere else other than LinkedIn or Facebook. I need to find somewhere, a space where it's not just another catchphrase around, conscious, awake, like live your ultimate fully unfolded 6-figure lifestyle and have every chakra exploding. It's not about that. It's actually really, really, really humbly simple. It's actually just based on the fundamental principles that have been around for millennia, and that I was raised into. I was raised with Aboriginal people, and have deep connections to Aboriginal culture. And I've been raised through a series of mentoring and initiatory processes, and I've explored it as a passion, and I do that. And then I'm kind of like, well, these gifts and skills and that they need to find their way a bit more into business, because if they did, it would have a profound impact on the planet, actually, which would be really cool to see some of that unfolding. So just now, because I want to get into the guts of it and unpack, but who have we missed? I'm sure I'm pronouncing names terribly. Alicia?
Roy, yeah.
Oi.
Hello. Roy,
I love the shirt, brother. Oi, love the shirt.
It's an Hebrew name. I'm originally from Israel. Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Great.
Good.
I live on a kibbutz right now.
You just created one.
Yeah, well, that's what we're gonna. Well, I live in one. I live on land that's like that. But yeah, good to have you. So why did you come, Oi?
I would just join like my colleagues. Like I think that like it's my gut feeling. Led me to respond yes, because it resonated. Like it just seemed like authentic. Like, and just rang true.
Okay.
Among the sea of like bullshit that we live upon, Like, so.
Well, I'm so glad that we've got an Israeli on the call, because there's no one other than the Hungarians that have got a bullshit radar like you guys, and I know that because my dearest and closest friends are beautiful Israeli people, and they nearly know how to party as much as the Brazilians. I'm married to a Brazilian woman. So
we tend to be overcard.
That's cool. Steve Sandor, you're over there. Hadn't heard from you. Yeah.
So a couple of things. I actually ditched a similar group tonight to come and have a look here. It's called the 6-Star Business.
Okay.
Also, two other colleagues and I are trying to create something similar.
Sure.
And I resonate with a lot of people here. It's what I object to is being sold to when under the guise of, I want to build a network or a relationship with you.
Yep.
And so the mentoring model, in my definition of mentoring is slightly different, I guess, to what's been described about. My definition of mentoring is that I've actually experienced it, and I can talk to you about my experience, because you might be experiencing that in the future. And so what I can do is I can give you my knowledge and the learnings that I had, and give you the questions to ask that you might not know. So you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And so when we come into problem solving, what we're looking for is guidance in that space. What we get is people trying to sell us their solution. I've got a hammer, your problem's a nail. When in fact, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody who has my genuine interest at heart.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And I'm
totally.
And I'm prepared to pay for that. Now, what I do at the moment is I was
waiting for that. I was waiting for the punchline there. I was waiting for the loop back around to, don't sell me anything, but if you've got something that I really want and I believe it's authentic, I'll be willing to pay you for it.
Well,
it's a beautiful way.
It's the time, right?
Yeah,
so I'm prepared to pay for the time. Now, at the moment, I'm doing that
through a cup of coffee or a lunch or a something.
Sure.
Right. And I think that has its, it has its limits to that.
Yeah.
So a fair exchange of value, I think, provided that there's not a product at the end of it, I think that's fair. Anyway, that's why I'm here.
Cool.
Look, I think someone said it, you let the universe guide you. And today I had a choice. I could go to this group or another group. I chose this group for whatever reason. So
beautiful.
Here I am.
Good to have you here. I think we've gotten around nearly everyone. Who hasn't spoken? LaBush.
Yeah, well, I already said I'm always open to networking with others, and curious as well. So
cool, beautiful.
Listen to what you're planning.
Awesome. So what we'll do now is, I think, is that everyone? Can someone yell at me if someone hasn't said hi and said why they're here? I think everyone has. Jennifer, you want to say hi, Jennifer and Marie. You guys say hi.
Jennifer's muted.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I'm actually spying.
Yeah.
I'm a content writer, and I have been all of my life, and I've been writing in some form or another all of my life. I mean, all my career. And after a life of journeying through life as it goes, I've spent most of my career achieving big things, but playing very small. Like I've worked for The Australian, I've worked for the top magazines, I've done everything, but then playing small and going through a lot of life changes, and with everything lately, just that sent me on a personal journey. And so I realized that what lit me up was writing about things that I'm passionate about. And what I'm passionate about is the evolution of a person and the connection of community and all of the things that I was craving about 9 months ago when I was trying to relaunch my website. And then Rich comes in just out of the blue, and I was like, this is what I've been looking for. These are the people I want to help. These are the stories I want to tell. And I'm just so ready to do that now. And I know Richard's had a bit of my content already, and we seem to be on the same page. So that's what I'm here for, really, to see where that goes.
So essentially, Jennifer's helping write some copy that's going to go out as a part of the next stage launch of this network. My intention is to grow over the next year or two one of the most incredible platforms of conscious seeking entrepreneurs in the world. It'll be basically a mishmash of like a BNI meets kind of a social media platform, meets a mentoring platform, meets a wisdom data bank and course disbursement. It's quite a cool thing. So which we're obviously going to unpack a little bit more tonight. But Jennifer, thanks for coming. Marie, do you want to say a quick hi? And then I'm gonna then give a quick background history on me. Martin will do the same within just 2 minutes each. Then we're going to just unpack the core of this, which is the ethics, culture, and value stuff, which is what you've all been saying you're most interested in. And then we'll talk about what the actual network is and what this first stage, membership that we're looking for. And if there's enough value there in what we're doing with that, then those of you that are interested, we would talk about it further or have another call. But yeah. Hey, Marie.
Great. Hi everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice to see you too. Yeah, so I just finished my own business call, and just as I was logging out, I saw your post on Facebook, and I thought, well, if it's meant to be, this is it. And yeah, the computer was set up. I was just on Zoom already. So it's just really nice to connect and see what you're doing with, your visions and birthing them. And I'm really inspired with everything that you share. It feels quite aligned with what I love.
Beautiful.
So with your values and everything. So
yeah,
nice
good to see you, Marie, as well.
Thanks.
So Marie and I know each other at a personal level, and been watching Marie, having a bit of going on a business entrepreneurial journey over the recent time. All right, so that's it. I'll jump in. I'll go first, Martin, and we'll just divide this up before we open up the slides and give these guys So let me just. I am, I guess, I'm a creative, really. So I'm an intuit and a creative. I was raised predominantly, the majority of my childhood, I was raised in the forest, in the mountains above Bellingen, way out in the bush, about an hour inland of a place called Dorrigo. And I was raised without electricity, without running water, in a society, kind of a sub-society where people had sort of decided they didn't want to be a part of mainstream society at all. My mum fell in love with that lifestyle and a man who was living it. And so we lived in this sort of dropout kind of realm, and there's quite a few, in those kind of areas, you tend to find a whole mixed bag of people that are running away for a reason, people that are there because it's who they really are. There was quite a few Indigenous people there, but it afforded me an opportunity to truly realize the power and the pain in really deep connected community and tribal style type living, and also connection with nature and things as well. It posed some challenges for me as I came into what I call the matrix, and started to, just remember just scratching my head kind of going, wow, like it's really, really strange, a lot of this stuff. And then as I went into the business journey, even today, I still just, but now I laugh more, it's kind of like, it's just so blatantly obvious that so many of the systems, structures, perspectives and everything are actually being crafted and constructed around different levels of essentially limitation and control, but with the perception of freedom and liberation, particularly within the world of business. And so for me to remain sane and happy and healthy at a spiritual, emotional and physical level, I never ever, I swallowed the blue pill and kept it there. But I'm aware, so for example, when I onboard a staff member into one of my businesses, so I'm a serial entrepreneur. So one of my main businesses after that was a band, a rock band. And I toured, for 15 years. And then from there, I turned that music project into a youth mental health program. I toured for several years around the world, speaking to entire high schools, singing and speaking to entire high schools around awareness and the expansion of awareness in relation to emotional trauma. And had to deal with a lot of things in the building of those kind of businesses. And then I built other businesses. I own a virtual solar company in America, which is connected to a beautiful man over there that's had a similar, he's really got a similar path. He was partners with Elon Musk for a long time and then had this kind of realizations around where things needed to go. So we're looking at a shift from pyramid type culture of business into more sociocratic and different models of wealth disbursement. Yeah, his name's Jonathan Budd, and I own a digital marketing agency as well. It was just a series of events that led me to set up this business. I've had 20, 25 staff, and it started actually with an absolute pure hatred of money, like literal disdain. Like literal disdain of money and anybody who possessed it and anyone who professed that they were in some way a realized and fully embodied human because their success was written on their balance sheet. I remember just thinking, God, these people shit me. But there was a part of me as well going, but that'd be really good because if I had all that money, I'd be able to blah, 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 blah. So my journey started here in Byron Bay, approaching every multi-millionaire in the area, which now is a lot. But back then it was quite a few too, been here for 25, 30 years, and asking them to give me $1 million in cash so that I could continue to tour high schools. So I showed them, hundreds of pages of like suicide reach outs and all this incredibly emotive stuff from teenagers and why it was so important that I do this work and that they needed to give me money for it. None of them did. One of them, however, he said to me, look, he said, I could give you $1 million like that. I pay $1 million per quarter in tax. It's not really an issue for me, but I'm not going to give you $1. But what I'll do is I'll I'll work with you so you can make your own, you can make $1 million yourself. And then if you want to go and sing to kids, go and sing to kids. So my journey started there, and there's a great article about it, which is how to heal your hate of money. So that's where I started. Outside the system, not wanting to be a part of it, anti-business, anti-money, the entire thing, coming in and building these things in a way with that level of awareness and the way I've conducted myself in the growth of those businesses and being transparent about it, yeah, being really transparent. So when I hire someone new, I tell them straight down the line, you think this is a business, you think this is a salary, you think you're selling digital or doing digital marketing and we're doing this stuff, but that is just one layer. And it is not at all a layer that I'm that interested in or that worried about. What I'm worried about is you. Why are you, this breathing, living, incredible miracle called a human being, in front of me? And we are both forced to dance through this crazy shit called the matrix and run businesses and make money and do all this other stuff, right? So let's get that straight, and then we'll work forward from there. And obviously you can imagine that makes recruitment extremely difficult, extremely difficult. You know, a lot of people just going, I can't have that conversation. And that's fine. And that's what I'm realizing now is, for some reason, I don't know what happened, but it's almost like, boom, a lot of people just started opening up to that kind of conversation in the last couple of years. It's been really, really intriguing. I've been watching it. And they're looking for spaces to meet other people. And LinkedIn's too big, and Facebook's gone fairly control-based, and they're also looking for support. They're actually looking for support in how do you have more personal realization and then still conduct business when you look at your business and go, a lot of that is just so against all of my core values. A lot of that is just so against what I truly feel in my heart, but I kind of got to do it. Like, how do you get help around that? And that's what Martin and I are interested in, isn't it, Martin? It's really around the unification of those two, and we'll talk about it in the model in a minute. But so then I called myself an Awaretrepreneur. It was like, I don't want to be an entrepreneur. And none of the people that join this and that are in our clan groups, they're not out there going, I'm a successful six-figure entrepreneur or six-star or whatever, the blah, blah, blah. They say I'm an Awaretrepreneur. I'm a human humbly trying to expand my awareness. And yes, a part of that is I'm involved in this thing which humans call business. And I do this stuff. And from that little seed, we've seen profound things that I think, well, for me personally, I just could not get involved in business coaching and mentoring without just coming from that place of it. It's just because it's just so incredible. And so we've created a culture, a system, a framework, a technology, a model, an entire thing that supports that. And that's what makes me really, I feel passionate about, yeah? Because I could make money any way I wanted to, particularly with the digital marketing agency. I can just set up a funnel tomorrow to run ads to finance brokers in America, and I could turn over 20, 30 million a year passive. Not that hard. They pay on clip the ticket. You just do some APIs so that the leads go into their CRMs. The sales guys close it out, and I take a shitload of money. It's not about not wanting money. And I'll go back to the gentleman who said about, don't sell me anything. It's about what I call prosperity and value exchange. And you make your own choices without judgment of others. Someone else wants to do that, great, do it. But as an Awaretrepreneur, you own your integrity, you own your values, and then you move forward from there, yeah? So it's a culture, it's a club, kind of tribe of kind of aligned values. Martin, can you expand? Can you just intro you quickly and expand a little bit, please?
Oh, look, my story's pretty simple. I just grew up in a small town in New Zealand, a lovely little country town, very conservative, very safe, lovely family, almost the inverse opposite of Rich's background. And my dad was the local lawyer. My mum was a school teacher. Yet at the age of 15, I was shooting up heroin and taking LSD. And by the time I was 18, I ended up with having a psychotic episode. And so you can have everything sort of laid out for you on a plate, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to recognize the value of it. And it took for me to really go to a very dark place and to climb slowly out into the light to really recognize the value of the beautiful people in my life. And anyway, at age 25, on age 22, I met my wife, the woman who became my wife at 25. And 2 weeks ago, we celebrated our 40th wedding anniversary.
Wow.
We've raised 3 kids that are the oldest is 38, the second is 36, and the youngest is 34. And yeah, and in about 2 weeks, the second one's getting married. So we've had an incredible journey, and I won't go into the details. Maybe later you can find out. But it's Rich and I've had a relationship for about 7 years, and we've always felt this desire to work together. And it was really around this project that where it really aligned with both of our values, and I can just see we're very different people, but with really similar core values, and so we bring really different skills together, and different energy, different insights, different perspective, and it's a dance, and we're loving where we've got to so far, and we're on this journey together. It's great, and it's wonderful to have all you here and to hear all of your stories as well.
Thanks, Martin. Martin's been, to be transparent, Martin has been my mentor. To start off as a mentor relationship, we met because I have done the digital marketing for some of the best business coaches in Australia, New Zealand, and in other parts of the world. So my agency, I've marketed for the #1 action coach, the #1 Tucky Moore graduate, a whole range of top level elite coaches. So I run the digital marketing for them and for their clients. And then Martin and I met at a seminar where I was speaking about that for one of the coaches that I was working with at the time. It was in the construction industry. And it was a click, and there was obviously a reason for it, and it's come to fruition now. But he actually went on to mentor me. He's quite an amazing relationship and creativity coach. So mentoring me in relation to my slowly evolving marriage. We're setting milestones. It's like, have a 1-year anniversary, get a 2-year anniversary going, and slowly work our way up to a 40-year anniversary.
You're kidding me.
I'll owe him a lot of cups of coffee. But so that's kind of, there's a unification there, and it speaks to something about what this is, which I'm going to dive in and unpack. I'm going to show the model, what it is and what's happening inside there, and then how we're taking it out to the world. Okay, so I'll dive in and do that now. I'm just going to find it's in here. Okay, so this is the Awaretrepreneur Tribe. Oh, hang on. Might help if I shared the screen, wouldn't it? Let's see if we do that. Okay, cool. So this is the Awaretrepreneur Tribe. It's going to leave a mark on the world. So is anyone familiar with a symbol called B Corp? It's like a B with a circle. Companies strive for this now. I don't know if you know the story, but there was a couple of guys that were like, oh, what happens if we came up with a protocol where companies had to adhere to a certain, level of social responsibility and a range of other factors to be eligible for this symbol? We're heading in a similar direction. What we want people to earn the badge of being an Awaretrepreneur, and we want the marketplace to recognize it. And I will do that. So what I am gifted in is big visions and being able to really, something comes through to me at an intuition level for it to really get out there. So what I think the essence of this is a shift in the consciousness of business in general. Okay. in how people are going to approach it, how people are going to operate within it, how people are going to do exchange, the actual way they even think about it. So there's an old saying, never mix business and personal, yeah? So I want to take that saying and completely destroy it. And because it's just a mask, it's just another way to justify things that are becoming less justifiable, things that are causing the billionaire breakdowns, things that are causing people to struggle. And for coaches and mentors, it's interesting that quite a few you seem to be coaches and mentors. Not that we run webinars specifically for coaches and mentors as well, because we're bringing them in to support this network and support them, because they are not gurus. So I'm not a guru. I don't actually have all the business and personal solutions that there are. I'm a completely failed human. I'm a failed business person in many areas, but I do have a absolutely relentless, incessant dedication to expanding myself. And that is the reason I'm alive. It's the reason that I've created music and got beautiful family, and I have incredible community around me. I've been running men's work for years and years, doing men's circles and mental health circles, because I just knew the intrinsic importance of that. I think I worked it out, as I explained to you. It was really difficult for me going in to society from outside because I was like, man, this is just not working. So with the Awaretrepreneur Tribe, I want people that are feeling like that to see it as a safe place. That they can come and go and like on our group calls, where people can just break down in the middle of a call and just say, I just don't fucking care. I cannot be bothered anymore. I don't want anything to do with the profit margin or anything. I'm just absolutely at the point where I can't handle this or what I need to do, and be held and supported by peers and mentors that are ready to meet them at that level, help them stabilize, and then work out, well, what can they do? How can they interface that pain or that shift into what they need to do to create a shift or change in the business? Or let it go. Do they need to let it go? So that's the other thing too. We're not actually we're off the group mentoring that we're doing, which you're about to see more about, is so fluid. It's evergreen. It never ends. People stay in for as long as they want. They come to clan groups every 2 weeks. There's never a dull moment. We're not working to a particular formula. It is literally based around the core essence of the values, and it's held with an energetic that Martin and I are slowly, I keep getting, I read a lot about Steiner and stuff like that, and I think I'm just receiving some, ways of operating, which a lot of you already know and have expressed. It's just somehow it's coming together and it's actually functioning, and it's going to grow at scale. So that's the Awaretrepreneur Tribe. That's what the concept of these dots mean. These are all the people connected into these central pillars, and the idea is the expansion of awareness. I also know of another entrepreneurial club society that's been around for thousands of years, that has had elements of altruistic values and purpose within it, in certain levels of it, that over time, power, money, control has shifted in elements and elements of the hierarchy of that. And I think there's an opportunity right now for a new entrepreneurial club on the planet. So we say it's our time, and it's pretty much, I think one of you guys said this, I think might have been Rob, I think. Our current world is rapidly changing. Society is becoming fragmented. People are feeling disconnected. They're more isolated. And through all of human history, the single most powerful force for people to survive and thrive and to build the lives they desire is through accountable relationships within a supportive community. And we've built that. Highly accountable to both their personal and business development, and in an extremely transparent and authentic supportive environment. Okay, whether that is they're coming into the greater network just as a network member, in literally how they conduct themselves just within posting into the platform, or they're coming into the fortnightly large tribe meetings, or they've come into what we call a clan group. So in a moment, I'll unpack these 3 layers for you, and a little bit about where it's headed. So the purpose really, the Awaretrepreneur Tribe is a community that brings together, conscious entrepreneurs and mentors and coaches to inspire and hold each other accountable, becoming skillful, more fully realized in businesses and personal life. And that's for the purpose of successfully navigating challenges, seize opportunities, and bring projects to life and positively impact on those we seek to serve. So I've got 3 underpinning core values, which is to love, learn, and serve. You know, that's how I operate, and that underpins this project as well. Yeah. So anyone that we onboard that wants to come into Clan and get group coaching, or a coach that wants to come in and learn this methodology and eventually run Clan groups, you know, and be paid for it, or people just joining the social platform, you know, people just joining the network just to become a member, they're still all coming in with that level of requirement to subscribing to some of this cultural construct. Yeah. And we're quite strict about that. And then there'll be live events and things that people come to in years to come. So it's a supportive community, upgrade skills, build connections and relationships, grow and thrive between, you know, a balance between accountability, structure and spontaneity, and really elevate a sense of contribution and belonging. So it has also B&I element. So the app that they join when they subscribe to it as at whatever level they're coming in, shows them everyone else around. They can meet people and have, you know, a monthly meetup and that sort of thing as well. In a minute, I'll talk about where Martin and I are at. So what part of this we're currently running and filling, which is really the clans, what's called the Mentor 7 clans, and I'll explain it in a moment. So this is what it's based on. This is something that I received, was the 8 pillars method, which relates to the symbol. So this is the intersection between the 4 personal pillars of health and self, relationship and family, money and prosperity at a personal level, very different to profitability, not talking about profitability in business modeling, talking just about money and prosperity. Jennifer, you can hear me okay? Yeah. Oh, you're muted. Because you're waving at me. I was wondering whether I need to turn the volume up. Where are you saying something in the chat? Where are you? Yeah. So, are you signaling me? Are you signaling me there? Where are you telling me something, Jennifer? You need to tell me something, or could you look like you're waving? That.
Just scroll the screen up a little bit, please.
Is that all you say? You're doing this, and I'm kind of like going, wow, what's happening? Yeah, I'll scroll it up. So then you've got essentially community and creativity, which is an essential part of human existence. So they're the 4 personal pillars intersecting with the 4 business pillars, which is purpose and profitability. So it used to be just profitability modeling. It's like, does this business work? You know, that was it. Your business coach comes in and goes, where's your Excel sheet? Show me. You know, where's the numbers, mate? Do the numbers stack up? Oh, numbers are not stacking up on this one. And then it's like, well, what do you mean by numbers? Well, you know, you're the founder, the director. You need to make sure you're making X amount of money. And now things have shifted. Business owners are actually valuing purpose. They're actually valuing whether or not they get a personal sense of integrity-filled satisfaction from what it is they do each day. Ironically, it's starting to, and it's actually becoming really important. I sat in here yesterday in my office here and had a meeting with some of these, you know, super high level, you know, incredibly large net worth people around the building of new urban environments, which is a passion of mine, and just realizing how much things are shifting. So purpose and profitability joined. Sales and marketing will always be there, which is hunting and the process, the planting of seeds and the hunting. It's like, how are you going to actually bring anything to what it is you're offering? Team deliveries and systems, the mechanisms, all the things you guys know. But what we've done with these 8 pillars is we've created relational factors. We are able to help someone unpack a childhood trauma that directly relates to an issue that they're having within a HR element. We're able to let them unpack it we're able to do that in an environment where other entrepreneurs are so on board with the culture and the ethics and the ethos that that's safe to do. There's a space there available within this particular network that allows that. Yeah. And it's pretty powerful. Like, it's, you know, the meetings are incredible, you know. So that's in the smaller clan groups, but we're intending to do that on a larger scale as we expand the network, and we'll talk about what we're doing there. So that's the 8 pillars that we're working on. And really, you know, fundamental values, humility. So whenever I onboard someone to come into a clan group, I tell them straight away, I don't have the answers. I'm not solving everything. I'm not your key to your 6-figure lifestyle. This is not a guaranteed anything. In fact, I tell them the truth, and that is, you know, you're paying to join this as an excuse for your own self, to show up, really. And I might as well be honest about it. Most coaches and mentors, you know, they're not gurus. Most of them don't own businesses, let alone multiple businesses. And it's back to what a couple of you said. I mentor because I role model what I have actually done. And that's what I was taught by my Aboriginal elders and people like that. And even through all my years of men's work, you know, it's like, you can play with the concepts of, you know, you can be imaginative and you can be inspirational and you can push the envelope. But at the end of the day, be honest that that's all it is, because really it'll come back to what you've actually learnt and embodied. And then outside of that, it doesn't matter. So we make it very safe to not know, to not have the answer, to not be the guru. So because I started my coaching journey, and because I'm, you know, smart entrepreneurially, I just kicked it off, and within 3 months, my calendar was full. I'm charging $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month. I'm doing 1 hour. You know, I'm doing the stock standard cookie cutter business mentoring thing, and going, wow, this is incredible. People make a lot of money. And then, like 3 months in, I was tired. I was exhausted. I was like, this is like not the way to do it, and it's really inaccessible financially for most people. And I can't do this, you know. And so then I was like, there needs to be a whole new way of doing this, and a whole different level of accessibility. And so this got, you know, some of this came out of my experiments, you know, looking at all of the different coaching, pretty much every model out there, from the course with the Facebook, you know, every one of them, and kind of going, well, what is it that I'd like to create? And we like to create this more sense of interconnection, authenticity, you know, this cultural element to it before they even come into you know, being in a group thing or just being in the network. It's like, well, consciously, what are they choosing? Yeah. So it's an induction process in that level. So yeah, and that's our core values, and really, yeah. I mean, Martin, anything really else on just the cultural element of what we created and those sorts of things? Because I'm aware we're going over time as well. I want to kind of cut to the chase of what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Well, I just think that these are just values that are timeless, that really are necessary inside any sort of community for it to be healthy over time. And exactly. It could be inside of a family or inside of a business, but we very consciously seek to create those values inside of these clan and tribal groupings.
Yeah. So where are we at with it? We have launched a while ago, and we're building the actual network. So at the moment, I met a wonderful entrepreneur, Gina, from California, who built Mighty Networks. It's a social media sort of community platform, and I've been speaking to her directly because I consult people who build software solutions. And at the moment, we're we're working with that technology because we needed a technology. I didn't want to do Facebook and Facebook groups and all the rest of it. And I'm working with them around some pretty exciting developments within it. But essentially, we're funneling people in that are looking for this, because there's a lot of them. There are a lot of them, both mentors and coaches. it seems a lot of mentors and coaches, like I watched the industry explode. So it seemed like it's halfway through COVID, everyone just became a mentor and coach. Everyone became a stay-at-home mentor and coach. They got themselves a version of Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So there was a huge growth in that. So I think there's like a massive amount of mentors and coaches that are out there that are just people that have got experience like all of us, who went and did a certificate or something, or decided they wanted to get into mentoring and coaching. And from what I can see, because I watch digital advertising, I watch all of the different metrics. I also saw the amount of people marketing to mentors and coaches, you know, how to get clients and all that sort of stuff increased at the same time. So you got all these unemployed, not very profitable mentors and coaches looking for solutions to how to get their mentoring and coaching business to work. But then you've got the general business owners as well that are out there going, where can I find a business mentor? Someone who's operating a business profitably through the pandemic. And that's what I found when I did my calls, when they were like, okay, you've got 3 businesses, you've got multiple staff, you're making profit at a range of different levels in different industries. And I'm saying to them, I can talk from only what I know, you know, I don't have the other answers. What I realized is that to be effective, I need to bring in others. So in the tribe, you need other mentors and coaches to support people, because we're all different with different skills. So this is going to be like a network that merges the two together. So the value for mentors and coaches joining it is they'll find people to mentor and coach, basically, and to network with each other and to be able to grow themselves as well. The value and what we're offering at the moment for business owners, which is what we're talking about here tonight, is joining the platform. So I'll give you a little bit of a look at what we've been up to in the platform here. So this is where we're currently running these clan groups from. So essentially, we've got a number of clans running. They're called Mentor 7 clans. And they are essentially a group of 7 participants, 1 primary mentor and 1 secondary mentor, okay? And they're a 2.5-hour call every 2 weeks through this platform, all recorded, and we do some stuff with AI where it transcribes all of the call and puts it into specific categories and gives them back all the pertinent information at the end of the call. We also give them a copy of the call, of course, as well, instantly. And we hold them all accountable. So everyone has to show up with their accountability book, which is we've integrated Trello into this so that there's extremely high levels of accountability around what they're achieving personally and professionally across their 8 pillars. And that's where it started. It started with me going, I want to do something completely different and unique in the mentoring, and I can't talk to people one-on-one on Zoom all the time, and I don't just want to solve their business problems. And I also want to go way bigger than that. I want them to network with each other, support with each other. You know, I've joined BNI and I know what they pay per year for that, just to be able, you know, which you don't get much. You get the book thing and you get like access to the site, and then you know, pretty much that's it. And then you've just got to, you know, if you want to go to the BNI, you've got to look up your local BNI chapter and go and meet them for coffee. But it's just, they're not having the kind of conversations I want to have there. Like I want to go there and have really open conversations about how my anxiety is extremely exploding since the pandemic, and I don't know how I'm going to feed my kids. And has anyone got, you know, I don't want to just go there and try to smooze and network and make other business. And so this is meeting all of those needs. And the needs are out there. So this is how we run it at the moment, and we will be recruiting mentors or inducting and training up mentors to run these in this particular cultural framework. So they stay in contact with each other. Then in the main network, which is what we're talking about tonight, that's what we're now opening up is, you know, that offer there, we're charging around $750 to $1,000 a month, which is kind of, you know, around the $750 a month is what we've found is something that people can do. You know, people that are aspiring to start a business or that are small business owners that are, you know, they can't afford these big coaches and consultants. It's just too much for them. They can't pay 3 and 4 and 4. They can't go to the the 50 grand masterminds and all this sort of stuff. And I know that, you know, so I didn't want to service that market. I easily could. I can run ads to whoever I want. I can do that. But what I was interested in was scalability. I was like, instead of servicing for my own personal gain 20 clients at 50 grand a client, which I can do, I can pull that off. I want to create something that leaves an impacting change. I want my kids to grow up and go and their kids say, oh, you know, like I've just gone through Awaretrepreneur level 8. It's pretty cool what your dad created way back, you know, post-pandemic. I want the Hogwarts School of Business. I want a complete shift in some of the thinking. And it doesn't matter if it doesn't happen, because we're allowed to be aspirational, right? That's part of being an Awaretrepreneur. But it's actually happening. So just to be really clear, this is working. This isn't a pipe dream. This isn't some idea that I'm coming up with that isn't happening. This is happening. People are joining, paying the money, coming into the clans, receiving this cultural type of framework, loving it at incredible levels, and it's going to grow exponentially. And then what we're going to do is open up the main network, and I'll pull it up, Martin. This is the offer, the format that we're going to do, which is what we were going to talk to you guys about tonight. So there'll be a 2-hour, they'll come in to the network. So they get network access, which means they can find other Awaretrepreneurs in their local area. They go through an induction, a cultural induction, and get some support. Then they join the app. Then they've got different levels. They can just join the app by itself. Our pre-launch offer we're doing is $33 a month, and that gives them access, and they can access the recordings of what's called the main, we call it the main tribe meeting. So that is the whole tribe meeting. Every 2 weeks, we do a 2-hour live tribe meeting, which is the next level of access. So these are people that are seeking advice, mentoring, coaching, but are not going to go and buy a program. They want somewhere they can come and just ask questions of each other and of experienced mentors, and we've created an environment for that. So they come onto the call and they fill out, they fill out the keys to what it is, where they're having progress, where they're having challenge across the 8 pillars, what they think the main action habit needs to be, and they post that in live during the call inside this network. And that's observed by everyone, including the mentors that are hosting it. And there'll be a roster. So when mentors and coaches come in, they'll go on a roster. And it won't be pro bono. There'll be the mentors and coaches are paid in more than just coffee, but it's a percentage. So I'm building a percentage revenue share model business. I don't want any more employees. I've done that. I've got that. I'm not interested in building a coaching company. I know Prabha Group. I know the guys at Action Coach. I'm speaking to the head franchiser now from Action Coach because they're like, well, why don't you market, this thing's great. Why don't you try to work out how to infuse it with Action Coach, and we can, So I don't want that. But that's what's happening in here. They're coming into a call every 2 weeks. They're getting that support. We're unpacking a number of them, 6 to 10 of those participants live. And then we're doing live Q&A, and then we're allowing them to support each other. So then we're spending a lot of time creating a peer-based collaborative culture inside there. Do you understand? We're really working on that so they're actually helping each other, not just joining something, and not being a part of it. Then if they want more, so that's like at the second level, yeah? So there's we call it the ring. So they come into the main network, they can just network, meet other people, ask questions, create business, get help from mentors, find people geographically, or they can come into the tribe meetings, the live meetings, and get actual support and guidance, which is which we're doing for $99 a month at the moment. We're around that price point. And then there's people coming into these clan meetings where there's 6 or 7 participants maximum, 7 participants, and that's group mentoring under our model, and it's exponential. So it literally, there is no limit on the expansion of this, and it's all working in that cultural framework and this concept around people growing personally in relation to their businesses. Okay, does that everyone resonating with that? Anyone want to ask some specific questions? What we're looking for now, and the reason we're holding these webinars is exactly, we're trying to find people that resonate with this, who might want to join, might want to be a part of it, or want to offer mentoring and coaching. At the moment, it's an exercise in sifting. It's putting it out there to the universe and going, who's out there that might want to be a part of this for themselves. So that's the other thing too. We are in clan groups. So some of you are mentors and coaches, not all of you. Like most of the people coming in there are business owners, right? From all diverse industries. And that's where we're about to open up global marketing to bring business owners in. And yeah, on the side, we're starting to bring in mentors and coaches who are, yes, they are paying. They're paying to come with me and Martin as well and get inducted in the way we're running this, the technology, the tools, how the calls operate, the culture, to see that they're the real deal, to see that they're, you know, not just another coach or mentor is like, well, shit, this guy's got it worked out. He's worked out how to get heaps of clients. Because, you know, as I said, I could already do that. You know, I mean, I can, you know, I own a marketing agency. I can just send you a different LinkedIn message saying, hey, listen, do you want an endless list? Do you want an endless, you know, list of clients for your coaching business? We'll run it for you. Marketing's a part of it, obviously, you know, of course it is. And the fact that I own and operate a complete digital marketing agency, yes, it's an advantage. Yes, it is helpful. It's helpful for this project. It's helpful for the people that come into this project, and it's helpful for the clients. Of course it is. But it's just a component of it, really. So what we're going to do is bring people into that main network as a membership base on this you know, because the prices, you know, are extremely low compared to what we would build up to as it grows. And there's incredible things down the pipeline. We're going to have annual events. So we're going to have one at the end of the year because we've already filled clan groups. Yeah. So we've got a few clan groups filled, and we're going to fill probably several. And then they'll come and there'll be annual events. There'll be live events, and we're going to, you know, we're going to slowly expand. So I'm 45. And when I decided to do this, I received a vision that I would work on this project for 10 years. It will take 10 years. Yeah. And to me, it doesn't matter the technology. I don't care about technology. I've been playing with it since it started. You know, I was on Facebook when it started. I was in the top 100 Facebook marketers in the world. It's just a tool. It'll come, it'll go. At the end of the day, though, it's the human connections that matter. And we are really big on getting them offline, you know, as well. So we get them to meet each other in person. You know, the clan members meet each other in person and all that stuff as well. So that's what we're building, guys. And there's a whole range of revenue models in it. So people that are, yeah, bringing people to the clan, there's a revenue model for that, you know, for people that need assistance. Mentors and coaches that are wanting to hold a clan meeting, there's a beautiful revenue model in there. There's online courses all built in. So all of the calls that we do are recorded and sliced up and put into online course material that is then put back into the network, that some of them free and some of them, you know, paid. We are creating prosperity to be able to sustain the project and ourselves, but we're doing it in a different way. Instead of pyramidic, it's more spread. It's more sort of sociocratic type business model, you know, financial model. So that's some of where we're headed, and what we're looking for is, yeah, we're looking for people that are looking for either coming in and being a part of that, wanting to find out more. So generally when we do these calls, it's just to see if there's a resonance, and then I jump on a call, or Martin and I jump on a call one-on-one. And for anything, from the perspective of you yourselves getting assistance that you may need, or being involved in providing, you know, in the model itself and providing support to others. Yeah, that's the current, you know, stage one. Stage one of this is to go out and see, you know, and see who's out there before we go you know, exploding all the marketing, and everywhere you look, it's like join this exciting new entrepreneurial tribe, and you know, that's all coming. But I'm not going to bother with that until we've got what we call the core believers. So we need a bunch of mentors and coaches that are fully into this, and we need an initial starting base of just members and network members. But I will just be clear, those of you who are mentors and coaches, you are just business. You are just entrepreneurs as well. You are just business owners yourself. You're not any more advanced. In fact, often it's the other way. You know, in my experience, it's a lot of, you know, business coaches and mentors, we struggle with the same business problems that everyone else does, really. So yeah, that's, if people would like a follow-up on it or one-on-one, or I mean, now I can answer a few questions if there's some around it. But yeah, generally we'll just follow up with everyone as well after the call, see what you guys felt, see if you want to have a chat. We'll do that anyway. We'll reach out, of course. But if you do definitely want to chat, chuck your details in now, just like name, phone number, email in the chat, and I'll log that down. But we'll go back and yeah, I'll open up the field to any questions.
Okay, I don't know how many of us there are. So yeah, thanks for that, Rich. That was very enlightening. And the more people that talked and the more that went on, the more resonation was happening within my body. It was quite profound. Cool. You talked about living in Indigenous communities. I've done that. I've done an advanced diploma in Steiner-based psychology. I ran a whole project. I lived in a hippie community, and I wanted to get back into business because I'd been in business before. I did the whole soul parenting as a hippie, wanted to get back into life, and so I created this project called the Love Project, which was, the concept was uniting, because I saw that there was a disparity between businesses hated hippies and hippies hated businesses. And I thought, hang on, you've got something to offer. So I did a whole project and brought business and community together to share their ideas. Yeah. It was an awesome thing. 10,000 people came to this thing. It was an extraordinary thing. So there's a lot of resonation that's happening from that, and Martin, you too. Like I've had a really crappy childhood out of a lot of trauma, and it's what led me to inner child healing, which is really what is at the core of what I do.
Yeah.
I disguise it as relationship counselling, but coaching. But most of what happens within couples is that they're dealing with their own trauma and they're retreating and not creating a safe environment for each other. Yes, you're nodding your head there.
No,
so
that's true. It's just the truth, Linda.
Yeah, and my work is really about bringing awareness, which so resonates, to people's own thought process and consciousness, and engaging the frontal lobe and not letting the limbic system or the reptilian brain rule. So that's what I do. That's what I love doing. And everything that's been said here is just resonating at such a core level that I'm really excited to be part of this.
Well, I'm going to have a chat with you one-on-one for sure. And I noticed a few of the people that had to jump also said that they want to have a follow-up too. Yeah, so thanks for sharing. Thanks for
that,
in terms of the financial structure and the whole strategic rollout of your mentoring program, both from a contributor as a mentor and also as someone that wants to be mentored, I'm really interested in being one of the mentors. I have a wealth of inner experience and overcoming major. I'm lucky to be alive, Martin. I can so relate to you. I'm grateful to be alive. I shouldn't be, and I want to share how I overcame a lot of things, because I know that there's some great tools in there, and I'm excited about that. So I'd like to have a bit more information over the business model of this. That part went too fast, so happy to talk to you about that.
Yeah, we'll talk, that'll be these calls just to see who's out there and who resonates. And I mean, tonight's been pretty good. There's a lot of crew that they've had to jump off now that who would all like to talk. But there's quite a few layers, because it's just a network as well. It's like LinkedIn. It's like joining a private LinkedIn where you know that every entrepreneur that's joining this thing is joining it because of these cultural constructs. Sure, it's different because it's going to be a small monthly fee, but that's the price of entry as well, to know that those people subscribe to that. So you imagine.
Tell me what the monthly fee was again to be a mentor.
Well, that's a different thing. To come in to be a clan leader and a mentor, we put you through a clan leader mentorship program over a 9-month period. Yeah.
9 months period.
Yeah. A call every 2 weeks for 9 months. The price point is similar to the clan. It's between that it's around $500 to $750 a month for that. And then you can run clan groups once we feel you're ready and once you feel you're ready. It's just that we go through an induction anyway, regardless of how skilled you are or whatever. But for general people, just general business owners going, hey, I want to I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, but I want to be on something where I kind of know that it's all about this, and it's all the people that are in there are speaking this language. I want to build that because I want one for me. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted a place I can go, a network I can join, where it's like, that's what's actually going on inside this joint. And we're building it. So that's $33 a month for those people to join that.
Okay.
And then they can pay $99 a month if they want to come to a live call every 2 weeks within that, and have things dealt with, questions answered, support given, guidance, feedback. And then they can come further and go into these small clan groups where there's only 7 of them, and it's a 3-hour call, and we go really deep, and unpack incredible stuff, personally and professionally, business and all the rest of it. And that's the layering of the business model currently. Okay, it's a multi-layering, and then there's courses inside that, so people can offer courses or they can offer products. So like Marie's got a business outside and a product. She can come in there and network because it aligns and there's a value alignment, and it's approved by the tribe. Bang, you can go in there and start to create your own little spaces like that as well. So it's quite a few layers. And then we pay a percentage to people, so if you refer someone, you get a percentage of their monthly revenue. We do that.
So there is layers. I'm like my personality.
We pay 25 at the moment, around 20 to 25% of what a clan makes. We pay to the mentor who holds it. For someone referring someone into a clan group, we currently pay like a royalty, which is 75% of the first month. So, for example, if someone's out there sends a friend and says, "Look, you need business mentoring. These guys have got it going on," and if a coach sends someone, they get that royalty. Yeah, they get a percentage of that first month, and then if you offer a course, you get a percentage of all the revenue from every sale of that course inside the network, because we load the course up into the platform and it goes on to sell perpetually. And if you want to if you have certain products and stuff you want to go through there as well, we do a split with you, and then we promote those to the network over time. So there's many layers of revenue generation. The most simplest of which is referring people to join it, because it's quite easy and it's a passive type scenario. Yeah, you get a link and then people join and you get a small percentage of the revenue.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to get going, get back to my holiday.
No,
but I will. How do I schedule a call with Rich?
I will do that. I will. I will.
An email.
Yes, we will.
And I'll go to your calendar and I'll book something that suits both.
Yeah, and actually, just type in the chat as well. Just put in the chat now. You can just put name, phone number, email anyway, just before you go, and just say that you're interested to talk.
Okay.
Which is what everyone else has done on there. There you go, Marie. You got a bit of finally got to hear what the gig is, eh?
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, it sounds really good. Yeah, really good, because at the moment with what I'm building as well, like I am kind of partnered with another platform, but it'd be really nice maybe instead of directing them into there, because this is more intimate. I really like the way that you described how the calls are going to be, and really getting deeper in those layers and having the one-on-one or that group kind of feel. So yeah, maybe I will I'll
and it's non-denominational. Like with because I know what you're doing with the Cajun water and those guys, and it's brilliant, but it's all it's all within the context of that. Yeah. So
kind of. There's they do have a lot of mentoring and inner work and all of that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, it's another platform.
The product, yeah.
Yes. It's not really. You can use it for any. Yeah, it's not really just around the product itself. Yeah, it's like a platform separate that they have, and it is good. But yeah, I do prefer maybe something more like having the calls and all that kind of stuff, rather than just watching recordings of webinars all the time or trainings and all those kinds of things. And then on the group calls, there's 5,000-10,000 or 5,000 people at a time watching, so it's not very intimate. So I feel that's probably the gap with what I'm creating, and new people coming in as well with my business, because they become business owners, but they need that support themselves. So for me, I do support and mentor people that come through, but then it's like, well, how much can I do on my own? So yeah, I think it would be
recommend having somewhere that they can go to get that support and
Yeah,
mentoring as
great.
well, for sure. That's cool, right?
Yeah.
Cool. That sounds
Yeah.
good, Marie.
And we'll have a deeper dive as well, because I'm super keen to catch up with you and see how that whole business is unfolding for you as well. And yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Awesome.
Great. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Bless you, Marie.
Yeah.
Roy,
Blessings to you.
you too.
too. I'll
Roy,
just leave my email.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, well, get in touch and we'll have another chat one-on-one anyway, but it's overdue.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. All right.
Cool.
Thank you. Thank you, Martin, as well. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See ya. Thank you.
Roy, you're back. You dropped out for a little bit. You're back.
Yeah, no, I was with you all this time. It's just that I was driving.
Nice.
All right.
So yeah, we're just following up. Like if you liked it or you're keen, the plan is we're just going to follow up with people, have a deeper chat about it one-on-one, and see if where, if anywhere, there's a fit. Yeah, whether it's supporting you.
Yeah, look.
directly.
Look, I heard you. Like there are several elements, in your concept that resonate with me. But you won't be surprised if I will tell you that like I've developed, like a tougher skin over the years, like for different people that like approach me with like similar ideas, like so yeah. Look, at the end of the day, I'm an expert of creativity. That's what I do for a living. That's what that's when I wake up in the morning, that's the only thing that I care about, like I just help people to use their creativity to inspire their life, like to change direction, anything, reach breakthroughs, you name it. So that's my expertise. That's what I know how to do the best. I do it through several platforms, among others through life coaching, but also through pre-recorded courses that are just phenomenal, trust me. I will just share with you, like that in the past 6 years, I've just decoded the DNA of creativity from the Silicon Valley all the way to the Aboriginal world. So I just dived in, like into nearly every single, like creative element that exists on this universe over the years. And whether it's through the Renaissance times, like through art, conmen, lawbreakers, like police officers, kids, you just name it, and it's just like one big tribe in my head that I help people, like crack, like whatever they need to crack, like in order to reach their own breakthroughs using my world of analogies and metaphors. Making a long story short, if you think that like creativity can assist your tribe, your bigger tribe, or like these clans that you named earlier, I would be more than happy to hear more information.
It's the essence of it. Creativity is it's where it's coming from. It's coming from source, brother. It's coming from a unstoppable fountain. That's how I work. That's how the project got born.
I know, brother. I know. Trust me. I read your body language. I listened to the terminology you use. Like we speak the same language. We are good. That's fine. So this is why I'm telling you. Like you heard me. You feel me. Like the only thing that my only request is like to just like funnel me into the most authentic place, because like otherwise it's not gonna work, But if you're gonna do so properly, trust me, you're gonna earn a lot of beautiful things. That's something I can guarantee.
Cool.
All
Well,
right.
I'd love to chat with you further and explore it and see where there's a potential fit, for you either in supporting down now or down later, or being supported, coming in and getting and being a part of a clan or whatever could work, or at the very least staying in contact,
Yeah, for sure. It's just like it's a different perspective, like it's the Kiwi guy, I can't recall his name, I'm sorry, like Martin, like your story really was like mind-blowing, seriously, like I both you, like it's just like fascinating, how you did this shift. It's very much inspiring, like, and it just puts things in perspective, like, so I just like the only thing, you know, that I care is like to help people genuinely. And like, if I feel, as I mentioned to you in my first, you know, sentence, if I feel any sense of bullshit, you know, I just like run away. Like, I'm tired of this, you know, like, and I'm just,
well, look,
you know, like
that's why
I
we're
bring,
here. That's why
yeah, I
we're
mean, like
here.
I've been to so many places in my life. I've been to South Lebanon as a soldier, you know, like, and in the
Wow.
Capitol Hill, you know, with senators, and like, it's my third round in Australia, and I've traveled all over the world, literally, including New Zealand. So, like, I just see things, you know, and I'm a geographer, so I play with, like, you know, the scale of things, you know, like, so it's the same principle, you know, that keeps on coming, you know, from different angles, you know, like, so I understand where you are coming. My only concern is that, like, you will be wise enough, you know, like, to use people like us, you know, like, in a wiser way. Like, seriously, just to walk your talk. Like, other than that, you know, brilliant talk, and like, thank you for inviting me.
Cool.
Nah, for sure. Well, hopefully, we'll have another chat, and we'll see if there's a resonance there to work together in some way. Let's see what it is. And that's what we're doing in these clan meetings, mate. Like, these clan meetings are just so brilliant. You know, the way that these is so real. Hey, Martin, it's full on, man. It's just
it's beautiful.
cutting away everything.
It create. I don't know. Somehow it sort of multiplies the consciousness of the way we've structured it around those values. We seem to be accessing this sort of multiplication of consciousness and insight through it being this really transparent, vulnerable, but super supportive space. And there's this sort of structure and rhythm to it that makes everybody sort of know how it all fits together, and just makes them feel really, I guess, open to be vulnerable. And there's this high level of trust that's created, which just seems to access, people seem to access a lot of wisdom and a lot of real practical insight and sort of breakthroughs in understanding themselves, and therefore their business and whatever their creative endeavor is. So
and then we get very real about it, though, then too, right?
Yeah, it's great. And then we follow up.
Yeah, they have to log everything. So any insights or breakthroughs they're getting on these calls, whether they're the big network call or the small clan group calls, Mentor 7 Clan, they're all logged. And then we distill them down together, and we walk away with what we're doing in between every 2 weeks. Like, what are you getting done? What's actually happening, you know? So it's not a pie in the sky. Like, it's not all just floating around.
Yeah, it's this beautiful joining of.
And then they have to show up. They have to. The first thing you have to do when you show up the next one is you have to put it up on the screen, and you have to show your brothers and sisters. Well, you know, sorry, I bullshitted you. I had all this amazing, exciting conversation and told you I was so changed and I was going to do this, this, and this, and I did nothing. And then it's like, well, why? What's actually going on? And there's a reality to it of them, because some of them are realizing, they think they're coming here for business mentoring when they're realizing what they're getting is an unraveling of all of the bullshit that has suppressed them, that they thought they needed to even do business, so they can finally work out what they might really want to do. See, I came from the other way. I've never done anything that hasn't been purely from the inspiration of my heart. And when it has been, I've been able to work out how to navigate that and move the circumstances in a way within my power, within my capability, to be able to move through the weeds, the mud of the systems and the stuff that trying to work out how to be creative and do my thing, you know. And I think that a lot of people want that right now. Particularly people that are trying to be business people.
I agree with you. My model is based on a lot of listening. Listening. And when I talk about listening, I'm not talking about the ears only. Listening, like being in the room, like reading, you know, like the landscape behind you, you know, like the color of the sofa, the style of the sofa, everything has to be recorded, you know, like, because eventually, you know, like it sums up into like this intuition that you named earlier, you know, like eventually it's our life process, you know, our natural born processor, I call it, you know, like, so it does mean a lot to me, you know, that you invited me over tonight, and I really enjoyed listening to you. And let's dive into it, like in another occasion.
Yeah, we will. So just before you go, can you type on the chat thing as well, please? Just put in there. Please call me. You know what everyone else is saying there. Please follow up with me, and just put the name and email, and then I'll get that sorted, and I'll get a link over to people to do that, and we'll have a one-on-one row. Thanks for staying on, Jennifer. That's good for a second. That'll be actually nice to speak to you once row goes.
I just
anything, just something like, yeah, interested, look forward to following up.
Lovely.
All right, mate. Have a wonderful night. Thanks for coming.
You too. Thank you, brother.
Great to meet you.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Yeah, see ya.
Cool. Hey, Jennifer.
Hey, he just sent that to me, Rod. So I'll send it.
Yeah, just copy.
Oh, yeah, no worries.
Copy and paste it over.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you may have received some direct messages as well that need to be pasted back into the main group, did you?
Did I?
Thanks, Adrian. You still there? Is Adrian there? Is that Adrian Davis as in Adrian Davis that I know? Is that you, Adrian?
He's
muted.
I know he's muted. No, I think it's a buddy that I know from years ago from music days.
Mate, it certainly. Let me join on. I'm trying to join on the computer. I can't figure out.
Is that you?
Mate, of course it is. Of course it is.
How are you?
Of course it is.
Mate, I'm very well. Hang on, let me join in. Give me 2 seconds. What's the meeting ID? I'll join in on the computer.
It is. Let's have a look.
Join meeting ID. Push the button. 8191377.
13770084. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to get the kids to sleep. As you do.
How many kids you got now?
Just one. He's like multiple. Hold on. Let me join in.
Kid. So Adrian's a friend from a long time ago up here in the Northern Rivers who was doing like sound engineering when the band was rocking and a whole range of different things. So did you see my post on Facebook or something? I just randomly
saw it on LinkedIn. Hang on, let me. I'm on the wrong
I
thing.
saw it on LinkedIn.
Here he is.
Yeah, I saw it on LinkedIn. Let me just jump all my stuff up. And where are we going to go? We'll go to Sydney tonight. Why not? Join that up there. Throw that up on the teleprompter. I just got curious. I'm like, let's see what's going on. I'm out of the suit for a day. Let's see what's cracking.
Cool. Yeah, no, this is a project that's just sort of bubbled for me, mate, out of all the other stuff I've been doing.
Yeah.
Out of after the band and then after the awareness shows, and then I built the agency, and then I've been doing men's work and rite of passage and all this stuff, and the whole thing came together. And then when I reached a point where I was like, I'm not really running that business anymore or whatever else, this was it, man. This just sort of came on. You know me, I love connecting.
Do the thing. Do whatever the thing gets thrown. Do the thing. That's the main part, right?
We're doing
what do you reckon?
All right, good on you. Go for it. Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like that's the biggest thing. So I do a lot of presentation work and presentation coaching as well on the side. Mainly because that's what we do. It's people often think too much about the numbers, forget about the heart. It's made me very successful in what I do. Let's keep doing it, right?
Yeah, cool, sweet. So you've been. You're in. Where are you though? Where are you?
So I'm in Sydney. Moved to Sydney 12 years ago.
Yes.
Found my niche in audio, visual, and broadcast systems integration. That seems to be where my vibe is, because there's a lot of challenging personalities within that field.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're all grumpy and shitty and not sleeping and all jacked up on Red Bull. It's like, hey.
Yep. So I kind of went, well, this is a bit silly. Everyone seems to get upset. I worked with a lot of C-level management. I was at Deloitte for a number of years as their audiovisual infrastructure manager. unified
Yeah,
communications, all that kind of malarkey.
Yeah.
And again, same thing. People were just like too focused on climbing the ladder and sniffing bum. And I'm like, nah, come on, guys. This can't be too hard. Why is everything so hard? Let's just chill it out a bit. And that worked really well. And that's where I found my niche. And yeah, got a beautiful, beautiful son, a beautiful wife. Having a lot of fun down here. Own property in Sydney.
Nice. Well done.
What the hell?
Yeah. Adrian. Good, man.
Yeah, so having a lot of fun.
Cool. Love it. Well, I'm glad you.
Great. That's a great story, Adrian.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. But yeah, I saw you pop up on LinkedIn. I'm like, I got to go and see what he's up to. Let's see what crazy thing you've jumped into your head now. That's great.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's been so cool, and it's going to grow. It's going to, I can feel it's going to take off because there's people are looking for a different space, man.
100%.
People are looking for a different space to connect at that level and a different vibe in the mentoring and coaching. I know because I started doing it, marketing out to people, and went, "Whoa, okay,
yep,
it was something very different."
Yeah, same thing. So I take this again, the same approach in what I do. The stuff that I do is everyone's doing like 20-minute stuff. You're like, and if we look at the bi-amp camera, the camera does amazing things, and it's 20 minutes, right? I just go, great, does a camera, 30 seconds out. So very different vibes. Here's what it looks like. Here's what it does. Here's how much it is. See you later. Bye. If you're interested, give us a call. You want a proper demo? I'll give you one. Play with it. You know, it's a very hands-on and solutions focused approach. Yeah, and that's what, as you say, with mentorship, it's so focused on the me, as opposed to go, well, hang on, what are you trying to do? Just hold on. Where are you pointed at the moment? Where do you want to be pointed? Okay, this is how we go.
Yeah, nice, cool.
Very cool, man.
Well, Matt, stay in touch, and when keep an ear out. If you've got entrepreneurs out there that want extra support or else, I mean, now what I'm doing, and I'm going to build this network.
I'll flick them through. Look, I have.
And I'm going to grow the actual network base of it. Like the app is super cool. This lady Gina, who's designed this Mighty Networks, man, it is mind blowing. It's like built on Ruby on Rails, and now she's, it's incredible. Like it's got the capacity to flesh out a complete independent social network on it as well.
That's cool.
So that's kind of a part of where we want to head. And then, ultimately just to get a concert going again. Ultimately, I just want to grow the network so we can set the date in advance and hire you to come down and plug all the audio and the visual in and simulcast it across the planet. And we can
I have been webcasting since 2006 formally. And if you name a crazy event, I've more than likely done it. So we do bonded cellular, all the getting shit out of places that you shouldn't be able to get stuff out of. That's the skill set. And for me, again, black book, right? Old school. I'm a country boy. I have my black book of people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, let's see what Rich is up to. Let's see where he connects into that whole network that I have as well. So
awesome, Adrian. Well, great, man.
Bro. Well, mate, good to see you, and mate, best of luck with it, eh?
Thanks, Adrian. Lovely to see you.
Thanks, Adrian.
Take it easy, guys. Have a great night.
See you too. Bye. What a blast from the past. He's old sound engineer from band days.
Oh, yeah. The woodwork.
Jennifer, hello.
I'm very sleepy.
Really?
Yes, this is way past my bedtime.
I don't have a bedtime.
No, motherhood did it to me, actually.
Yeah, I
know. But I was going to say that was really interesting to listen to. Just if you could send me the slides or share with me the Google Doc, and also could we schedule? I'm a little brain fried now, but could we schedule a time just to go over your emails? I think I've sent you. If you read them back, the AI makes some of that.
I had a baby.
Yeah, I know.
My wife had a baby. I'm a mess. We haven't slept for several days.
I know.
So don't listen to anything I put in there. I was just so excited. I think I had a join as well. So I was just so excited by what you wrote. So Martin doesn't even know. So Jennifer's writing a series of extended, full long form. It's the methodologies of long form sales copy, but done in an authentic
sales
way.
Letter type.
No, but done with a new, authentic, transparent
cool. That sounds great.
And the idea is that we'll test some of that in attracting people to the base level $33 a month membership, and even to what we've done now. So Jennifer, what you witnessed tonight was the first attempt, and first pitch.
Yeah, because
talking about it.
I'm very conscious of the fact that you have a newborn, and I do remember those days. And so I was like, I was sort of like, I'm not sure. Do I just leave it? Do I just let it because I couldn't move forward without the feedback, because I don't actually understand those sentences. And it's
the first feedback that I wanted to do was for you to send that to several array of just friends and acquaintances.
People, you said that.
To see whether or not they would be interested, whether reading that would leave them wanting to click a button that says subscribe for $33. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom. I mean, at the end of the day, that's it. We're headed with you. We're headed to refining that to the point where people are going, fuck, this is different. Fuck, this is incredible. Wow, that's something I want to be part of. So tonight, what you got to hear, and yes, we will share. I'll do it right now. The Google Doc.
Thanks.
And the slides. The slides are not up in a live doc yet. I might ask Martin.
I did take screenshots, but I missed one of them. I think it was.
I think I sent the slides as a keynote.
Yeah, we need them as a Google.
I'll send them as PNGs to you, Jennifer.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, what we should do, Martin, is get them up as a Google Doc. That's what we need to do.
I don't know if we can do it as a Google Doc.
Oh, yeah.
Because the fonts and everything, the Google Docs are way too limited as far as
it was only because there were a few price points. I'm not sure if they were 100% correct.
No, they're not refined yet.
Yeah.
What you're talking about is in here.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's a Google Doc.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but a Google slide, I think you can do it, Martin, with slides.
Oh, I see, as a slide. Yeah, okay.
Google Slides.
I can stick them in as slides. I'll do that.
So I'm going to set up one, right, called... So you've now got that doc coming at you, Jennifer.
Thank you.
And now there's a new one here going, we'll call it Awaretrepreneur.
Do you need to share it to my Gmail account? Does that make any difference or not?
Does the local copywriter go to a Gmail or not?
No.
It has to be a Gmail account.
Okay, so
Put it in the chat.
Yeah, put it in, there it is. Hang on.
Type in the chat and I'll do it.
Do you know how common the name Jennifer McCarthy is?
Yeah, extremely. But I just don't know at what level of extremely.
Very hard to get that Gmail account anywhere near my name.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Okay.
Yeah, weird spelling occasionally sometimes helps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So right now that's a blank, but Martin's going to copy. I've sent it to you too, Martin. It'll come through to your Gmail saying that you are now.
Yeah, and I'll fill it out.
All you do is just copy and paste the slides.
Yeah.
You know, and then this one here.
And then I'll just add you to the doc.
Thank you. Yeah,
I've just added it now. So what we're thinking is that it's normally $99 reduced to $33 for limited, just for access only, which is recording of the tribe meetings and access to the. And we're actually thinking that the price point to come on the fortnightly calls should be around $300 a month, $333, which we're thinking of. Well, we're actually thinking of taking that down. We're actually thinking of taking that down to $99 a month. So where we're going for. And then the clan groups. So the tribe, the difference is network access only is network access only, right? And recordings of those fortnightly main tribe meetings still get access to the wisdom bank and those other elements and the networking and all the rest of it. pay the 99 instead of so when they click, so that's what I was saying about the 1 step, 2 step, 3 step. When they click, yes, I want that. So once they've read all that copy, watched some testimonies, they want it, and they click yes, subscribe, it doesn't take them to the payment.
Right.
It takes them to the second page that says, okay, we know that you want to do that. Do you want to, then it's a page that's like, well, do you want to, you know, for another 60, whatever it is, $63, do you want to pay 99 instead of 333 and actually access a 2-hour live call every 2 weeks where we go through this format? So Martin's posted the format of that call, so that they actually know what's going to happen, like where's the value in that. And because it's it's only a small number growing initially, they're going to get quite a lot of contact. Like it's going to, will grow, we'll end up with thousands on there,
and that's what I didn't know. I couldn't differentiate between what you were getting access
Hey, I've
to.
got to head off, guys.
All right.
No worries, Martin.
Hey, that was great. Awesome. Both of
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
See you soon, brother.
Yeah.
Thanks, Martin. Yeah, I was